Before we even begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. What you're about to hear dives deep into federal courtroom testimony, celebrity exposure, and the kind of after-dark party secrets that are finally crawling into daylight. This is educational, this is entertaining, and this is absolutely jaw-dropping. Buckle up. So let's talk about the moment Joe Rogan basically said what everyone else in Hollywood has been too scared to say. Yes, we're talking about the Diddy freak-off parties, the celebrities who look the other way, and the receipts that are starting to spill like cheap vodka at a bad after-party. Joe Rogan just went full throttle on the Diddy conversation, and baby, he didn't hold back. During one of his podcast episodes, he straight up called out the sheer number of high-profile celebrities who attended those infamous parties but somehow managed to see nothing. He didn't say it with malice, he said it with disbelief. Like, how are y'all still pretending? And to make it worse, he reminded us that some of these folks were even caught on camera chanting, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." Oh yes, LeBron, we're looking at you. Ashton Kutcher, too. The list is long, and the memory lane is starting to look real grimy.
How many guys were on video saying, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party"? LeBron?
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, how about Ashton Kutcher?
Diddy party stories. Man, that was like some weird memory lane.
All these people, like you guys all went, you didn't see nothing?
Joe broke it all down. He talked about how these elite gatherings are the perfect setup if someone wanted to get leverage. Think about it. Get all the celebs in one room, take away the phones, serve up the champagne and the party favors, and just let the cameras roll. It's the kind of setup that sounds like a conspiracy until you realize it's exactly what happened with Epstein. Same formula, different cast, and Joe didn't stop there. He called out how weird it is that some folks take genuine pleasure in Diddy's downfall. Like, they're gleeful. Joe said the energy is suspicious. Is it because Diddy's just too successful? Or is it because they knew what he was up to and now they're thrilled he's finally getting dragged?
Why? People genuinely love it when someone like Diddy gets caught, though. The glee that people have is weird. Why? Because he's too successful.
He also brought up the old East Coast versus West Coast tension, that Biggie and Tupac era where everyone was pointing fingers and no one trusted anyone. And yes, Puff Daddy's name was right in the middle of it all. According to Joe, that beef never truly died. It just got quieter, slicker, and way more high-tech.
Also, it's like there was always so much East Coast, West Coast that's still like in the zeitgeist, you know, like with Biggie and Tupac, and they were all hating at each other, and they both got killed, and there was a lot going on. And then there's people that thought that Puffy was involved.
Then there's the part that really had jaws dropping. Joe referenced those exclusive parties that weren't just wild, they were strategic. He said if someone were an intelligence agent, this would be the exact way to do it. Get everybody loose, load them up with whatever they need, and record everything. You'd be shocked how many careers could be controlled with the right 10-second video.
You also have those celebrity environments where celebrities all get together, and there's so many of them, you know, in these wild parties. And if you got a wild party and P. Diddy puts on that wild party and, you know, he sets everybody up. Like if you were an intelligence agent, you know, like a Jeffrey Epstein type deal, that'd be the way to do it. Big old crazy party, get everybody loose.
And get the cameras
Get them the
rolling.
yayo.
And remember, these weren't just average celebs showing up. We're talking top-tier A-listers. Dave Chappelle, Russell Simmons, Donald Rawlings. Even a clip that appears to show Vice President Kamala Harris in the background at one of these events has people side-eyeing everything.
Donnell went? Did he? Of course he did. And then Dave's there too, and then Russell Simmons too. Oh boy.
Isn't there a video with Kamala?
She was at one of the Diddy parties?
Isn't she in the background with...
It might have been the difference between Diddy parties and freak-offs. Oh my God.
Joe wasn't just tossing out accusations. He painted a picture that makes you think twice. He said, what if there's a difference between the public Diddy parties and the real private ones? The ones that weren't about music or networking, but about locking people into silence. That's not just a party, that's a trap. Let's not forget the top 5 celebrities who tried to warn us about Diddy long before this mess exploded. Starting with 50 Cent, who's been side-eyeing Diddy for years. He once said Diddy will drain the success out of everyone around him. And he didn't stop there. He even suggested Diddy was tied to both Biggie and Tupac's deaths. You might have called it shade back then. But now, it's giving prophecy. Then there's Usher. Remember, he lived with Diddy when he was just 13. Years later, when someone asked if he'd let his own kids live with Diddy, his response was a hard, hell no. That doesn't come from nowhere. J. Cole warned us too. In his song, Let Go My Hand, he hinted that he used to be naive, but now he knows too much. He didn't name Diddy directly, but fans connected the dots. Then came Eminem, who in not one but 2 separate tracks called Diddy out. First in Kill Shot, then again in Fuel. Slim Shady was spitting what a lot of folks were whispering. And the one that hits the hardest? Tupac himself. After being shot 5 times, Tupac said Diddy had something to do with it. Everyone thought he was paranoid, just being dramatic. But now, years later, we're all going back and listening a little closer. Even Suge Knight chimed in from behind bars, offering facts. He said the night Tupac was shot, their usual security team had been benched. Why? Because someone told them not to carry firearms. That someone? Reggie Wright Jr., a man Tupac didn't even trust and had already cut ties with. Suge dropped that bomb and left everyone wondering just how deep this really goes.
That night was going to be Run DMC East Coast night. Reggie Wright Jr. told the security they can't carry firearms. The sad thing about that, he hated Reggie Wright Jr., so he had fired him before any of that. I don't know the right date, but I'm quite sure it was. It's paperwork that shows it.
Now, fast forward to Diddy's current legal mess. Joe Rogan said he's been watching the trial closely, and what's coming out is next level. According to Joe, it's harder to get info from this case than it was to get Epstein's files. That says a lot. He mentioned how prosecutors in New York were even accused of hiding documents. Why? Maybe because too many powerful names are involved.
No, I've had conversations with people about it, and it's like, Jesus, like just trying to get the documents, like when they're trying to get the Epstein files, like they're the state of New York. One of the district attorneys was they were hiding documents. They had to force them to get documents. I think there's so many fucking powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied.
And when Joe said Diddy could end up spending the rest of his life in prison, he wasn't just being dramatic. He meant it. But he also pointed out that even if Diddy somehow avoids time behind bars, the damage is already done. The reputation is wrecked. The internet never forgets, and this time, it's not letting go.
Diddy's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. I think he's probably going to get
Think he's
hit up.
saying though?
I don't know. I don't even think it matters. I mean,
Joe even got graphic describing some of the shocking testimony from the trial. He mentioned claims about Diddy allegedly forcing his partner into intimate situations with others while he watched. And the details are so disturbing, we're not even going to repeat them here. But if you know, you know. And here's what really hits different. Joe said he doesn't even think Diddy's been charged for half of what we've seen. Like that video of him attacking Cassie, no charges. He asked, who's got all the videos? Because you know they exist. We've all seen snippets. But what happens if the full footage ever sees daylight? What happens when the world sees what really went down at those so-called parties? Joe said, we need someone like Candace Owens to do a deep dive. Because when the stories start coming out about drugs, cameras, and celebrities losing control, it's not just gossip anymore. It's a cover-up. He joked that if you got 1,000 celebs on video doing things they thought no one would see, you've got leverage for life. That's not just Diddy being wild. That's someone building an empire of silence. So what happens now? Joe thinks Diddy's time is up. He might be rich, but even billionaires can get caught when the cameras turn against them. And whether the legal system brings the hammer down or not, the court of public opinion has already spoken. The trial isn't over. More receipts are coming, more names might drop. And the real question is, how many of those A-listers are now sweating in their seats, hoping their names never show up on that guest list? One thing's for sure, though. The days of pretending are over. The internet is watching, and this time, no one's looking away. If you've made it this far, you already know what's up. Keep your eyes open, your receipts ready, and your curiosity sharp. And if you want the full breakdown when the next bombshell hits, you know what to do. Stick around, and don't forget to subscribe.